This story, The Unseen Thread, addresses the Bible as a divine revelation viewed in the light of reason. Elias sat in his leather armchair, the scent of old paper and dust a familiar comfort. He gestured to the shelves lining the room. "Sarah," he said, his voice a low rumble, "these books are the work of men. Men with agendas, with biases, with a desire for power. And the Bible," he tapped a thick volume on the table, "is no different." Sarah picked up the book. "I know your arguments, Uncle. But what if we look at it through a different lens? Not as a collection of stories, but as a single, cohesive narrative. Think of its survival. Empires have risen and fallen. Libraries have turned to ash, yet this book remains. It has been burned, banned, and vilified, but it's still here. Doesn't that strike you as improbable?" Elias scoffed, but a flicker of doubt crossed his face. "Coincidence, my dear. A testament to the tenacity of its followers. Nothing more." "But what about its influence?" Sarah pressed on. "Wherever its teachings have taken root, even partially, they've brought a measure of justice, mercy, and love. It's a fountain that consistently sends forth sweet, pure water. How can a corrupt source produce such a consistently positive effect?" Elias was silent for a moment. He thought of the philanthropists, the reformers, the countless acts of charity done in the name of the book he dismissed. "Humanism can account for that," he said, but his voice lacked its earlier conviction. "And the writers themselves," Sarah continued, her voice soft but firm. "What did they gain? Not wealth, not honor, not fame. They were promised hatred, persecution, and death. They wrote of their own flaws, their doubts, their failures. Peter's denial, the disciples' unbelief, these are not the actions of deceivers. They are the confessions of honest men." Elias ran a hand through his hair. He, a historian, knew the stories. He knew the price the early followers had paid. He had always attributed it to fanaticism, but Sarah's words painted a different picture: conviction. "And the plan," Sarah said, her voice barely a whisper. "From the fall in Eden to the promise of a Redeemer, woven through prophecies and sacrifices, culminating in a single life, death, and resurrection. A story told by 40 different authors over 1,500 years, yet it is one harmonious plan. How could a league of deceivers, separated by centuries, construct such a perfect and majestic narrative?" Elias looked at the book on the table, no longer just a collection of ancient texts, but a tapestry of history, prophecy, and redemption. The threads, once invisible to him, were now beginning to appear, forming a pattern too intricate, too consistent, to be the work of chance. He reached out and placed his hand on the book, not in dismissal, but in reverence. "A divine revelation," he murmured, the words feeling foreign yet true on his tongue. "Viewed in the light of reason, it's the only explanation that makes sense." Sarah smiled, a quiet, knowing smile. The unseen thread had finally been seen. Want to learn more? Like and subscribe.